Hi, Peter Singh here, checking in with you from Bali. In today's Rent to Rent frequently asked questions, I'm going to be covering with you my insights and views into your questions. So I'll get cracking. First question I've got here is Article 4, how to work around this and with this as a rent to rent business. So Article 4, just to give you a quick insight, is areas where you will require planning permission from the local authority if you're to operate as a rent to rent or as a HMO. And it's usually put in place where there's high dense student population, antisocial behaviour issues or waste disposal issues. Usually I find it is refused and planning permission can be a long process, so I tend to stay away from those areas. That being said, I do have students who have properties in Article 4 areas. So how did that happen? So if you've got a licensed HMO, for example, my student, she's got licensed HMO in Haringey, and Article 4 kicked in, but she was still able to operate as a rent to rent under licensed HMO due to the fact that it was licensed before Article 4 kicked in. So this is something worth checking with your local authority, and if you are able to implement based on it being licensed HMO prior to Article 4 kicking in, you can then go ahead and go target direct to landlords, to licensed HMO holders within your local area, local authority area, and you can get the list of licensed HMO holders within your local authority direct from the council. So that's one method of working with Article 4 in your area. Next question, working on complete budget or starting from zero. Now I can relate to that because I didn't start with much funding. I started with £2,500–3,000 when I first started this business, £2,500–3,000. Now if I was to start from zero, just to share some of the tools that I have in my box now since building my portfolio, I find that you can go direct to landlord, take deals on where you don't pay the deposit up front by explaining to the landlord that you'll be collecting deposit from tenants which will cover for any damages. So that's 50% of your setup fees reduced straight away with the deposit not being funded by yourself. Offer to pay the rent in arrears. Letting agent, when they take a property on, they never pay no rent up front to a landlord, and you can go from the same angle, pay the rent in arrears, carry out viewings, line your tenants up, so you actually have funds coming in before you've actually taken the deal on, meaning you've literally got the property from no money down. Now I'm not saying you'll always get those deals, but where you can negotiate, whether it be no deposit or rent in arrears, it will really help you move forward. So just to give you an insight, Kamal, for example, on the one-to-one mentorship with his brother, they basically just took a deal on direct with landlord now, and they didn't pay no deposit. They paid £1,600 rent up front in Romford, and they've got the rooms filled up, and they've not actually paid any deposit, and the properties, they've got 5 rooms filled, and the property's net profiting them £1,300 a month. So, and the setup fees were £1,600 rent, and the furnishings, which was part furnished, I believe. So the furnishings cost them about £1,000. So within about 2,600, they had a deal that's making them £1,300 a month. So these are just a few tools in your box that you can use to really reduce the fees, or whether you're starting with zero. How do you find landlords directly if you've got a zero budget? Go on Rightmove and find agents who've got properties on, and go direct to landlord and clearly be able to demonstrate to landlord why you can save them money, what's the benefits of your rent to rent business, and how you can do that. And I can share with you a few tips on that if you email me on info@petersingh.co.uk. Just to give you an insight, Kamal and Ravi both basically went direct to landlord on this Romford deal and beat 5 agents who were on the deal, well established agents, and that just goes to show the power of what we're offering is far better than what most agents offer. Just to give you a few insights, we offer no voids, guaranteed rent, regular inspections, even help towards maintenance costs. Again, it all depends on how we structure that deal and whether we can still meet our margins when we put that proposition forward. And if you are interested in the structure sheet that I use and how I structure this with landlords, you can email me on info@petersingh.co.uk, and I'll share with you more details on how to do that. So last question, building rapport with landlords, and how I do that. So again, that was kind of covered in the previous question. It's about listening to their situation first and then providing a solution. Like, I won't just say to a landlord, I'm not going to take the deal on if I can't get it without paying the deposit. I will still take it on, because if the property's going to cash flow you a decent amount, why not? But what I do say is that when you're building relationships with landlords, focus on understanding them as a person, get to know them, and then structure your deal based on their situation. Really and truly, it's about manoeuvring around the situation at all times, meaning that you're flexible in your approach. Bearing in mind that we're offering a better service than any letting agent, you're in a very good position from the moment you have the appointment booked. Building rapport with landlords also, when you first get the phone calls coming through, focus on building a face-to-face appointment, because really and truly nobody's going to want to work with you, no landlord's going to work with you unless they can know, like, or trust you, and you're far more likely to build that know, like, and trust face-to-face than you are just on the phone. So I'd definitely say, because like I had a student, she was getting a lot of landlord calls coming through, and she said, look Pete, I'm just not nailing the deals on the phone. I said, you need to try and book the appointments in, go and meet the landlord. And landlords won't work with you because of just your proposition. What I find is landlords will work with you based on who you are and what you have, and then what you have to offer. So focus on the relationship, build that rapport strong, and I'll catch up with you in the future videos. And again, if you're interested in the sheet that I use to structure my offers to landlords, email me on info@petersingh.co.uk, and I'll be more than happy to help you with that. So bye for now, and I'll catch up with you soon. Cheers, bye.